Could we be looking at Bitcoin's next huge move? What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. I hope everybody's having a fabulous Tuesday. We're going to take a look at the charts. We're going to start out with Litecoin, move on to Bitcoin, and then we're going to look at my favorite chart comparison, which is the Bitcoin daily chart versus the gold weekly chart. Definitely stick around to the end, especially if you haven't seen it, and I'll show you why I believe we're still on our way to hit 46,000 by the end of the year, at least. Definitely want to see it, especially if you haven't seen it. And we're going to kind of look at it in detail, see where we're at, because it is playing out beautifully, guys. So definitely stick around, check it out. Also, I want to remind you guys, we have a free Discord group in the description box below the video. There's a link to it. Definitely check it out. Best crypto community in crypto, bar none. You definitely want to check it out. Also, there is some affiliate links down there that really help the channel out. I just added a new one in there, which is KRAKEN, which is the exchange I use most, and it offers up to 5 times leverage. Definitely check it out. It will be worth it, especially if you want to get into leverage trading. The other thing I wanted to mention is, guys, just remember, quit paying these guys that charge for their courses, and it's not worth it, guys. All they do is teach you the basics. The basics are not going to make you great traders. Practice makes you a great trader. You can find the basics all over the internet for free. Just do some footwork. Quit paying for these guys' lavish lifestyles, drug habits, and their whatever else they do, gambling habits, whatnot. That stuff really irks me because a lot of people get scared out of the space when they get ripped off by these guys. So anyways, I just wanted to put that out there. And a reminder, this will be my last daily update this week, but I have made some short tutorials last night that'll be released each morning, tomorrow morning, and so on and so forth. Till Sunday, I'll do a live stream when I get back. And I just wanted to let you guys know that. Keep in mind, I was really tired with making those the night before we had to leave for vacation. So, yeah, be easy on me. Anyways, let's get into the chart, see what's going on, guys. All right, guys, as always, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market is extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind, it's still a speculative market. Do not put in more than you're willing to lose. With that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already, hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. And then if you tick the notification bell, that'll notify you when I post new videos, as I do post updates daily. Also, it'll notify you if I go live and do a live stream. So definitely don't forget to hit the notification bell. Also, guys, smash those likes, leave your comments, let me know what you think. It really helps the channel out. All right. And so we were looking at this as a cup and a handle for quite some time with a neckline of around $100. And the measured move off of that is the 180 range. I'm still going to leave that there. I still think it's significant. And I'm still looking at this rising broadening wedge here. And we have a couple other lines in here. This one, which broke, I drew another blue one off of these supports right here across. And that's where we seem to be getting support now. So I'm still going to keep this all in effect, guys. I am looking at this as a bigger cup, a possibility of a bigger cup and a handle here, with the neckline of around 146, and the measured move of that, if we were to bounce off of here, create this handle and come on up, is around the 271 range. I also have a higher target that would be measuring if we broke this 180 range, the measured move of the rising broadening wedge, and that'd be around the $300 range. So that's where I'm at with that. Let's look at the daily RSI. We had been watching this rising channel, which we fell out of in a falling channel in the white. The question is, do we get our bounce from here and continue up? I do think that's quite possible, but also we have to keep in mind we may come down and retest the bottom of this channel way down here. That would be extremely oversold, and I would expect a huge bounce up if that was to happen. Let's look at the 4-hour. And looking at the 4-hour chart, we had been watching this falling wedge since April when it popped up. We had that big green candle. And inside, you guys know I like to use my RSI. I don't like to use all of them the crazy indicators. I think it's a bunch of noise. Keep it simple, and you know, the charts are a lot easier to read. So looking at the falling wedge here, we broke out of that into a falling channel, into another, and into another, where we're at now. Looks like we popped out of it here, kind of like a bear trap, kind of like a bull trap over here, but we're still within this channel. This is starting to look, and I'm just going to draw this in real quick. This is starting to look like a falling wedge here, with the possibility of another move down. But I don't think it'll go lower than we already have. If it does, you know, this falling wedges usually break up. So I do see this as a possibility of another move up here. We're going to look at it in the price action. Let's get in here. And if we look at this is hidden bullish divergence, guys. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We have lower lows in the price action. Actually, no, it's not. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, I do believe we're probably going to get some resistance, maybe come down and test this blue trend line again, and then pop up. This is bullish for me, guys. I don't see us going lower than we already did here, but we will take a look at the bearish scenario. Get into the chart here and look at these targets I have in here. So we looked at this yesterday, and I'm not going to pull it up. If you want to watch my video yesterday, look at yesterday's videos. We pulled the fibs here, and this is the golden ratio, or golden pocket area, some people call it. It's between the 0.618 and the 0.65 range on the Fibonacci retracement. This is my worst case scenario, guys. I will take a look at another possibility, but as you can see, we're in a falling channel here. We did get this little touch out of it here, like more of a bear trap, I do believe. Like I said, I do believe if we come back down, we're going to retest this blue line and continue up from here. And depending on where we break out of this channel, you can see I have a 138 range, and that was if we were to break out here. If we were to get a more vicious move up, you know, that target goes higher. Could be a double top over here, but we have to watch it and see. Like I said, this target could change as it moves. Also, we're going to look at if this trend line was to break here. Like I said, I think we'd get a nice bounce here because this is the golden pocket area. But the measured move of falling out of this channel, if we look at it, could be all the way down to the $55 range. I highly doubt that, guys. I know a lot of the bears are calling some super lows, and a lot of people are calling Litecoin dead. That's crazy. Litecoin let us out of the bull market. It is not dead. So I wouldn't get all stressed out, guys. But anyways, that's my bearish case scenario down here. And I already showed you the bullish case scenario in the bigger time frames. Like I said, depending on where this breaks out of this channel, we'll look at this target. And that doesn't mean it goes down after that target. That just means resistance, and probably do some accumulation and continue on up, in my opinion. Now let's look at Bitcoin. As you can see, this is the target I had on the thumbnail, and I'll show you how I got that. There are higher targets, obviously. I do believe we could be going to 46,000, and we're going to take a look at that after we look at the Bitcoin chart. So I'm going to zip through this kind of quick, guys. I'm running out of time this morning, so we're going to look at these measured moves real quick, and this one being measuring this triangle, which you definitely want to stick around to the end because we're going to compare this to the gold chart. But measuring this as the flagpole, and I'll zoom in a little bit, guys, so you guys can see. But yeah, measured this from this peak here down to here as the flagpole, and this being the flag and the measured move. And again, guys, that could change depending where we break this line, if we do break the top of this triangle. But just a roundabout area, just to give us a rough estimate, which once this breaks, it'll give us a better idea. But got it around the 18.5 area. The other measured move is just measuring the depth of the triangle here. And if we were to break out in that area, that gets us around the 16.5 range. If we're to break out further down here, you know, the target goes down. If we're to break out quicker, the target goes up. So keep in mind, these aren't exact targets, but once the trend is broken, then you can get more accurate with them. Yeah, and then I have the higher target, and I'll show you that real quick. And that's using this trend line off all these wicks down here to where we touched here. And again, this one changes depending on where we break. But if we were to break in the 16.5 area, we would be looking at $29,000 Bitcoin. And again, stick around to the end. I know that sounds crazy, but it is not, and I will show you why. So let's go into the daily RSI real quick and look at what we've been looking at. So the rising channel here, which we broke out of, we had this trend line here, which each one of the peaks of these RSIs helped us call these peaks. Worked pretty damn well. This last one, we had a target of 30 or 13.6. It went to 13.8. We were pretty damn close. But yeah, looking at this as a rising channel, we fell out of it in a falling channel, broke out of the falling channel. Now we're in a descending wedge. These are more likely to break up, guys. So I do look for this to break up out of here, possibly today. And I'll show you in the 4 hour. We've already broken out of the falling wedge I had drawn in the 4 hour, but I do see us coming up out of this today. Obviously the bearish case would be we break back down here. So let's look at the 4 hour RSI. As you can see, let me just kind of zoom in and get rid of some of that noise over there. But we fell out of this rising broadening wedge into what looked like a falling wedge, broke out of that. And now I also added this line today, and that's just a clone of this bottom trend line where we had these 3 touches. But also I had this falling wedge drawn in that you can see right here. And we broke out of that yesterday, and that gave us our push up when we bounced off the bottom. And again, on the RSI, this looks like a bull flag forming. So I do believe we have more continued move up. Now, is it possible we come down and test this again? It is. But this is looking pretty bullish to me, guys. Let's look at the price action. And in the 4 hour, I have this triangle drawn in with a ABCDE count. We'll look at that here in a second. But as you can see where we're at, this does look like a little bull flag forming here, and we should have a continued move up. And the measured move off of that, guys, just gonna throw a quick target in there, depending on where we break the bull flag. Probably gonna be somewhere in the right in this range, along with these peaks here, $12,000 range. We'll probably get some resistance, get a little retrace, and continue up to the target up here of between, like I said, it depends on where we hit the top of this triangle, between, you know, 12.8 and 12.5. But we could break. Triangles sometimes break. Let me get this out of the way. First of all, let's look at the bearish scenario to get that out of the way, even though I am not thinking that we're having anything to do with the bearish scenario, but we'll still want to take a look at it. Wonder why my targets aren't in here for the bearish scenario. I'll put one in real quick. But if we were to do if this is a triangle forming here and we broke down, guys, depending on where we were to break down, you know, this target would change too. But the target for that would be, let me put a target in there real quick. Sorry, I should have had this prepared, but I do not. Just had a lot going on this week. So the target for that would be right here in the, I gotta make this orange. Make this orange. That is orange. Okay, so the target, very absolute worst case scenario of a drop out of this would be around the 5,600 range. Tone Vase would probably love to hear that, but I do not think that's even possible. I would look for a bounce more off of this range somewhere. 80, you know, $8,200, $8,100 if we were to drop through here, guys. I don't see it happening. Like I'll show you in the gold comparison chart, I believe we continue much higher up from here. So we've looked at the higher targets there and what I think's happening, but I do want to mention that sometimes these triangles can break out at the D. Typically how you would draw it in is A, B, C, D, E, and E touching the bottom, but most of the time E does not. It usually breaks out in the middle here somewhere and continues up from there. So definitely keep an eye on that. If we were to break this triangle, we can break out on D also, guys. But yeah, I'm definitely bullish here. I do see us coming up to the 12.5, 12.8 area possibly before continuing down. But keep an eye, like I said, keep in mind we can break out on D. And if we do, that's going to be very bullish. I would not FOMO in if we broke, because if we do come up, we're probably going to come down, test the top of this again before continuing up. So keep that in mind. If you're not already in, I'm already in my longs here. So let's yeah, that's it. But keep in mind, if this bottom of this triangle breaks, then we're looking at the more bearish scenario, guys. We could be looking at coming down to this $8,100 range, or like I said, depending on where the triangle breaks. So that would be retesting the top of this rising broadening wedge. Again, I'm more bullish here, and I'll show you why right now. So we're looking at the Bitcoin daily chart, guys, that we've been following on this channel since January. I noticed other people started talking about it, but you've seen it here first. We've been following this since right here in January. I've had this all drawn out. We had 2 touches on the bottom trend line before breaking up, and we are going to look at the gold chart and see compare what's going on now compared to what happened in the gold chart. Yes, the gold chart is a longer period, 20 some years, and this is a couple years, but a pattern is a pattern. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not calling this a fractal because it's not in the same chart. I'm calling this a pattern, and patterns play out a huge percent of the time. Again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty confident in this, guys. So looking at where we broke down here, I had a blue trend line here, and that's old support in the bear market. I also drew another one here, old support off these two areas of support here. There's probably about 6-7 touches, and then another one here all the way across, and that's where we're at now. Keep an eye on this, because this is my target for the end of the year, between 47,000 at least. And I'll show you why. I'm going to click over to the gold chart. Keep an eye on all these lines and how everything is. I drew the same lines in on the gold chart. I'm going to click back and forth so you can see it. It's absolutely amazing. We're pretty much doing the exact same thing here, guys. And it's obviously not going to play out candle for candle, but you get the idea. A pattern is a pattern. So I did the same thing over here off of these supports from the bear market and drew that all the way across, and that's where we're hovering around now in Bitcoin. You can see it here. Had the blue line off of the long-term support in the bear market where we broke out here. I mean, look at the resemblance, guys. It's absolutely amazing. Now, why I think this is going to break up, and you can see this triangle formation here on gold. Same thing we're doing on Bitcoin, and right around the same trend line. Also, we had the 2 touches just like in Bitcoin before breaking up. And I'm going to zoom in a little now and get a better idea of this. As you can see, as this triangle was forming here, you can see the touches on the 55 EMA. If we zoom in here, you can also see we're getting support on the 55 EMA. And again, I understand it's daily versus weekly, but a pattern is a pattern, guys. So yeah, unless we were to break the bottom of this, move this a little bit. Unless we were to break the bottom of this triangle here, I'm 100% bullish. I do believe we're coming up here with a possible retest down here. But what I believe is going to happen, we'll get up here and use this trend line as support and continue up from there, just like it did here. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll zoom in. But as you can see, when we were doing the triangle here, came down, came up for a touch, and got support off of this trend line, which I have the same trend line here. So I believe it may come up, possibly touch it again, or just break up from here. But I am definitely 100% bullish here, guys. And I think the bears are about to get wrecked if they truly believe it's going down. But again, that's my opinion. I could be wrong. I could get wrecked. But I don't see it happening. And I won't get wrecked anyway because I use stops. So I'm going to... One more thing I want to show you is the RSI. Here's the weekly RSI in Bitcoin. Did I lose? I did. Lost one of my... I don't know what happened to it. But I'm going to put it back in there. This trend line here. Obviously, you can see these two trend lines are same trend lines. This is 2013 bull market followed by the bear market. We had two touches on it of resistance before breaking through, starting the bull market. This is 2017 bull market followed by the bear market. Two touches of resistance on this trend line before starting the bear market. Yes, I said starting the bear or the bull market. I'm sorry. Apologize. It's early. I'm tired. Stayed up late. But yes, we are in a parabolic bull run, guys. I don't care what anybody says. And take a look at these two arcs I have drawn in here. The difference is on these two is this one's going to be much quicker, much faster. I'm going to change the color of that. So what we're looking at is this is the monthly RSI. This here is 2013 bull market followed by the bear market. Bull market went up here. Each one of these arrows represents a new low in the RSI. There was 4 of them before starting the bull market. This is 2017 bull market followed by the bear market. 4 arrows, each one representing a new low in the RSI before starting the bull market. So that's where I'm at with that, guys. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed the content, don't forget there'll be some little short tutorials coming up the next couple days till Sunday. I'll be doing a live stream. But if you did enjoy the content, click the Crypto Savvy logo above my head. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. Tick notification bell to get you notified whenever I post videos. Also, guys, smash the likes, leave your comments, let me know what you think, and I will see you at the end of the week. I might be doing some live streams on vacation just from the phone, so look out for those too. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful day.